Good evening. We start the show with some breaking news for you. GB News can tonight expose a plot to smuggle migrants into Britain via lorries from northern France. With unsettled weather leading to fewer small boat crossings, smugglers are doing all they can now to get migrants to Britain by lorry. Well, tonight we can reveal how smugglers have shared what appears to be the exact location that migrants meet to enter these lorries, which then cross into the UK. And we can also reveal, as you'll see on your screens right now, that it is just yards away from a police station in Dunkirk. So, fantastic stuff there from the local authorities. Footage posted on a WhatsApp story obtained by GB News shows migrants in the back of a lorry speaking to camera in a clip that they've posted online after meeting at these locations. So it was posted over the weekend and it was followed by a screenshot of a precise location of where it appears that migrants can meet, and it is at the Dunkirk ferry terminal. The clip was posted by an account which frequently posts smuggler content on WhatsApp, an account that we've been monitoring for some time. The video focused on the pin location in northern France, which was placed on a map and then zoomed into Dover in Kent. Well, today, the WhatsApp account posted clips of dozens of migrants gathered in northern France. And separate clips also appear to show migrants sneaking onto lorries, pretending to be workmen at lorry parks. Now, footage posted on TikTok shows a man dressed in an all-orange high-vis jacket with yellow lines on it, sneaking into a lorry park. Yes, well, it was apparently taken in northern France. The Sudanese man also wears a face mask to further conceal his identity and a green HUD. But it looks like that is a tactic that they're using, isn't it? Pretend to actually work at the lorry parks, use that to get onto the lorries. But his TikTok profile shows that he's worn the same clothes before when working at night, painting on a road with other people dressed in the same clothes. So the disguise obviously makes him look like a security guard, workman or engineer on the site. Yes, and his profile makes clear his intention to make it to Britain with the emoji flags there that you would have just seen on your screen of the Union Jack on the clip. Right. There's nothing more important than keeping your money and your identity safe online. And with so many VPN options available, choosing the right one can be pretty daunting. But this video's sponsor, ExpressVPN, is making the choice easier for GB News viewers. ExpressVPN is offering up to 75% off, plus 4 extra months free. That's top-level security from just £2.49 a month, and you're covered by their 30-day money-back guarantee. So just click the link in this video's description or scan the QR code now. Remember, when you're online, you are often sharing personal data, so hackers can steal your information, your passwords, your photos, and your bank details in just seconds. But ExpressVPN encrypts your connection, making it virtually impossible for hackers to access your personal information. So why choose ExpressVPN? Well, it couldn't be easier to use. With just one click, you are protected. And ExpressVPN uses military-grade AES 256 encryption, which is the same standard trusted by the US government to guard their classified information. With their new tiered plans, you can protect up to 14 devices at once and manage passwords securely. Live chat support is available 24/7, and it typically connects you in under a minute with a real person. Click the link in this video's description or scan the QR code to get up to 75% off ExpressVPN, plus 4 months extra for free. Start protecting yourself today. Well, let's get the thoughts of my panel about all of this. We've got Daily Express columnist Carol Malone, journalist and broadcaster Benjamin Butterworth, and Reform UK party member, former chairman of the Tory party, Sir Jake Berry. Right, OK, well, look, I mean, obviously, you know, the small boats crossings, the weather's been a little bit ropey, so you've now got people there. The thing that annoys me about all of this stuff, Carol, apart from kind of all of it, is how easy it is to find this stuff online and how easy it would be to stop
if you can find it, with the greatest respect to you, if you can find it, why can't Border Force Security? Why can't the government? Why can't our security services? You find that, we've done it in a day. Will it make any difference? Will they start looking and monitoring these? I mean, if these guys are posting and showing off on WhatsApp and on TikTok, why isn't it being monitored? You know, the fact is this government will not tell the British tax-paying public how many people arrive on the backs of lorries. There are no figures available. Migration Watch produces figures, which they've estimated in the last 10 years between 70 and 100,000 people have come in the backs of lorries or containers. I think it was 2021 alone, there was something like 9,500 came. So this is kind of something, this is a wave of illegal immigration that we're not really thinking about. We're not talking about it very much. These people are coming in, we talk about the boats all the time, but there's almost as many coming in there as there is on the backs of the lorries. Why aren't they doing it? Why aren't they monitoring? You know, I read a stat today that said only between 10 and 13% of the lorry arrivals are detected by Border Force Security at the UK ports. The rest are found once they're in the country. So there's no proper monitoring of the lorries at all. There's a new Border Security Act passed in 2025 that now says that people will be fined, lorry drivers will be fined £10,000 per migrant, but that's never going to happen. We know it's not.
Well, it's clearly not going to happen, isn't it? Because it's a ridiculous idea to make lorry drivers liable for the fine. I actually know people who work in this industry. They cross the border, and you know, your average working man or woman who might be actually quite well paid as a lorry driver, earning £50,000, £60,000 a year in some cases, they're not going to pay a £10,000 fine. So they get told, because they're personally liable, they get told by their employer, as soon as you get across the channel, if you don't get checked by Border Force on the way through, pull over, have a cup of tea, and let the migrants get off the lorry. That is happening every single day. And Carol's right. What's really concerning about this is there is no counting of people in on lorries. We know how many people, we know how many people are caught arriving on small boats. In fact, many more people come over and never get counted. There is at least an attempt to get an idea of how many people are coming. On lorries, there's not even an attempt by the government. And this really shows us the blatantness of this is that there's nothing that the French government is going to do to stop this. And if we want this to stop, our government has to take 3 simple steps. As soon as people arrive in the UK, they have to be detained, deported and charged with a criminal offence.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I almost forgot the 3 then. I only had 3 things to remember back to it. Anyway.
Two's enough, deported, detained.
You're probably sick of repeating
deported and charged.
Probably sick of repeating it. I don't know if we might be able to bring up just the first thing that we showed there, which is the map, like the dropped pin location. I think we'll bring it up whilst we put this to Benjamin. Look, it frustrates the hell out of me, this stuff, because it's so easy to detect, it's so easy to find, and it's so easy to try to disrupt the people who are responsible. We've kind of shown it up previously with the small boat crossings, but, you know, there you go. I mean, you know, these people are literally just putting up their locations there. This is where you go and get it. We'll take you to Britain. I mean, come on. I mean, it's so offensive. Literally right next to a police station. You know, come on. It's ridiculous.
I mean, I suppose you have to hope that for the ones that you can find like that there are many more that have been removed and spotted and dealt with in the meantime. Well, you would hope it.
Well, it's not happening.
Whether it happens is a different question. I mean, this was the main problem of illegal immigration in the early to mid-2000s under a previous Labour government, and they managed to resolve it quite convincingly. So, you know, maybe...
By stopping counting.
Maybe the government should go back and look at those. But we also know that Brexit has meant that for a lot of these lorries coming in, the number of staff to the number of checks they have to do has made the workload a lot heavier, and that's going to make it much harder.
Well, I thought one of the problems was that they were getting checked more now. Wasn't that one of the things that...
And actually, if Brexit's caused this, how how come it was happening in the early 2000s?
And we were supposed to be taking lessons from Denmark, weren't we, about how to deal with immigration? Do you know how many asylum claims they passed last year? In the whole of 2025, 839. That's all in the whole of last year. And we were supposed to be following their lead. They've also deported scores of foreign criminals. Why aren't we doing that?
Well, we have.
We haven't.
Nearly
Please don't
60,000
quote that
illegal
ridiculous
immigrants
figure.
have been taken out of the country
mostly
since Labour
because
came
they
into power.
want to.
That's much higher than it was before Labour came into
This
power.
is tosh.
So
You know, that's
a welcome
people
step.
who are wanting to leave.
Why do we have a system that it was literally revealed in the papers today where immigrants have been paid £500,000 compensation by British taxpayers for having their mobile phones confiscated? What I find amazing about these immigrants, they come across in the dinghies, they drop all their passports, they drop all their documents, they keep hold of their phone. If that's taken away, we pay them compensation. We actually have a government that is not serious about tackling this.
But that's
and
wrong.
the only party that will be serious is if you have a reform government who will deal with this.
Because the Home Secretary's recent changes mean that those kind of things are now completely legal, and so that people's possessions, if they have any, can cover any costs
But it's
of
a
their
grift.
incarceration.
But it's not legal. She's just talking about it. They haven't passed one law. Nothing has changed. This is the problem with the Labour government. They talk about doing things, but in fact, how many laws have they passed since she made that speech?
And even
Zero.
But even if they do pass laws, I'd be really interested to find out with this Border Security Act how many people, how many drivers they've prosecuted. I bet there's not a single one.
But it's not the poor old driver's fault. We shouldn't be prosecuting
No, yes, we
drivers.
should. Actually, if a driver knows he's got a migrant in the back of his lorry, and if he's got a special little container part where to put them, yes, he should be prosecuted.
And also,
I'm sorry.
the driver is going to know that vehicle better than anyone else.
Yes,
He's going to know where somebody could hide, or she's going to know where
We
somebody
should
could
be
hide.
paying the
drivers are
drivers
aggressive.
a £10,000 bounty
Maybe that's
to
what they
hand
should
them in
do.
when they get to
Yeah,
the
that's what they
UK,
should do.
detain, deport,
But then they'll let them board
charge,
in the first
arrest,
place.
whatever it is. Only got 3 things to remember.
But I mean, I find it absolutely maddening, this. I mean, I have lost count of the amount of times that we have given the National Crime Agency, and I was wanting to cut them a little bit slack initially, because the National Crime Agency deals with a huge amount of stuff. You know, they deal with smashing international paedophile rings and all sorts, so I get that they're very busy. But there are so many phone numbers that we've given them and TikTok accounts where we're like, right, this is a guy who's doing this, and then you check in with them 3 months later and the account is still open and it's still going. It's not a national. They're not treating it like a national emergency.
Isn't it ridiculous? One of this government's ways of stopping the boats was to open a government TikTok account so they could show the smugglers them arresting and detaining people. Like, that's going to have them quaking in the boots.
What they should do? Can we bring up the TikTok of the bloke in that snazzy kind of bright orange, what would you call it, lorry park suit or whatever that we've got? Because maybe what the government should do, because now they've launched on TikTok to try to deter people like our chap from Sudan here from getting on, they could show him them being arrested. Using AI or something, you know, but I think it'll come up eventually here. But yeah, I mean, they are literally dressing as lorry park workers now.
Waving as they're getting on.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
Nice.
I'm on my way to Britain.
Yeah, here he comes.
Yeah, lovely.
Fantastic. I mean, not even trying to... I mean, they've gone for the opposite of trying to camouflage. They've gone, right, I'm going to go in neon orange.
You can tell there's no worry there. You'd think a lot of people kind of coming to a new country and smuggling themselves in would be a bit nervous. Happy as a sandboy, because he knows nothing's going to stop him there. And once he gets here, woof, straight to a 4-star hotel. Lovely.
Yeah, Jake, what do you make of that? The lorry park issue there that we've got.
Well, it's clear it's a new route that's being exploited, isn't it? Patrick, stop it! You're making me laugh.
Sorry.
I'm making so many things. It's a new route. It's being exploited. We're not counting it in. And actually, it just makes a lie of everything that the Home Secretary and the Prime Minister have tried to pull the wool over the British people's eyes. We know when they're not taking this seriously. This is a national emergency. We are being invaded. We've got to get our country back.
All right, OK. Now,
what are you laughing at?
No, nothing.
Are you laughing at me?
No, I'm not laughing at you. I am not laughing at you.
What are you laughing at?
No. There was something in that clip there that I've only just realised. But anyway, we'll talk about it in the break. A National Crime Agency spokesperson has said organised crime groups involved in people smuggling risk the safety of those they transport and also threaten the border security both the UK and France. Tackling organised immigration crime remains a top priority for the NCA, and we have around 100 ongoing investigations into networks.
100? Wow.
Yeah. We could do that in a day. Individuals in the top tier of this type of criminality. Anyway, the Home Office spokesperson has said this. Are you ready for this? GB News have not provided any evidence that the individual in the video successfully entered the UK. Evidence of people smuggling should be reported to immigration enforcement immediately. We are toughening laws and strengthening work with our French partners to shut down smuggling routes, including through lorries and small boats. We are also stripping away the incentives pulling people to the UK unlawfully and making it far easier to remove or deport anyone entering the country illegally.